has seen an early screening of the movie. I saw these leaks over at Superhero Hype forums, and apparently a long-standing user over there by the name of Weezer Spider has seen an early screening of Godzilla vs. Kong, and he is dishing out all the leaks over there. And from what I've read so far of the leaks, it sounds and seems to match up pretty well along with all the stuff that we've seen from the trailers, so it sounds pretty accurate. And this user is a very long-standing member of the forum as well, so his reputation is pretty solid over there. You know, I guess he's been a member since like 2006 or something. And according to other posters, he has leaked other movies before. I guess he has connections in the industry, allowing him to get early screenings to these types of movies. And if that weren't enough, he also had some evidence to back himself up. He supposedly had a short little clip that he shared with another user to verify his leaks, and that clip was of Mecha Godzilla. So take that how you will as far as his credibility goes, but let's jump right into what he talks about in his leaks. First, I want to discuss the Godzilla vs. Kong battles, you know, pretty much the focus of the movie, right? And then I'll talk about some of the other plot points involving Mechagodzilla and the humans and whatever. So as far as Godzilla vs. Kong goes, according to this leaker, it does sound like Godzilla wins definitively in both fights, actually. You know, the user had this to say: Godzilla defeats Kong the first time, which I'm guessing is a reference to the carrier fighter. Kong then gets the hammer, you know, axe, whatever you want to call it, and seems to defeat Godzilla. However, Godzilla attacks him on all fours, I believe a first in his appearances, and scratches Kong to hell and defeats him. Godzilla can kill him, but he spares him and leaves. So let's go ahead and address this real quick. It seems like Godzilla and Kong fight twice, once on the aircraft carrier / ocean, and then again in Hong Kong. Other leaks were saying that the aircraft carrier fight was going to be a draw, but here it sounds like Godzilla gets the definitive win in that fight, and the leaker even sort of, you know, addresses that. He states that Godzilla beats Kong in the water. He sort of holds onto a carrier, Kong that is, sort of lifeless. Godzilla turns around to finish the job, and the ships all shut off their weapons and power to play dead. It works, and Godzilla leaves. So in that aircraft carrier fight, Godzilla is sort of tricked into believing that the job is done. All the aircraft carriers and everything, and Kong included, are done for, and so, you know, with him being tricked like that, he leaves. But yeah, I'll definitely chalk that up as a win for Big G here. The leaker also mentions how cool this scene is, you know, and he mentions how the scene has Godzilla looking really badass and I guess sort of evil because of all the destruction that he's caused in that particular scene. And I guess this scene is also trying to make us believe that Godzilla actually is evil, because, you know, it paints him to look as this monster who's causing this needless destruction, similar to how the characters in the movie feel at that point, I'm guessing. Next, let's discuss the Hong Kong fight. But before that, let's quickly discuss why Godzilla is attacking and destroying everything. Apparently, his rampage is being caused by the humans who are building Mecha Godzilla. The leaker mentions that it's possible that Godzilla senses this and attacks places that are being used to build Mecha G, or it's possible, the leaker mentions, that Godzilla is being lured to these places to attack on purpose so that they can sort of frame him and make him look evil. And I guess they're doing this with the Orca Z. Could potentially be a combination of both. But anyway, so Godzilla goes to Hong Kong to destroy more of these bases and whatnot, and while he's doing this, Kong and his human team are getting the axe so that he can use it to combat Godzilla, while at the same time, the bad guys who are also with Team Kong are planning on getting materials from Hollow Earth to complete Mecha Godzilla. The leaker also mentions that it's at this time that Godzilla charges his beam and shoots it into the earth, trying to reach Hollow Earth with his beam. Because I guess maybe he senses that the bad guys are getting that, sort of forbidden technology for Mechagodzilla. Not totally sure. The leaker didn't sound too sure either. I guess it's not really explained in the movie why he's doing this. Maybe for plot convenience, because it sounds like they then use this giant hole that Godzilla creates with his atomic breath to then go to him. Whatever the reason is, the shot looks absolutely badass, so very excited for that scene. And also on that note, this scene of Godzilla firing his breath into the earth is the scene that we see in the trailers. If you guys remember, there was a scene of the humans flying past Godzilla's breath, and I guess that's the scene of them getting out of Hollow Earth after Kong gets his axe. But on to the fight itself, the leaker stated that the fight lasts all night until the day, and eventually Kong manages to knock Godzilla down, and here is where a fake out sort of happens, like I mentioned in my previous video. Because at this point, Alexander Skarsgård's character says that I guess round 2 goes to Kong, and this makes the general audience believe that Kong has won round 2, and it cuts away to Millie Bobby Brown's character and her crew and what they were doing at the time, and also has some scenes of Mechagodzilla being prepped. However, this was just a fake out, because when we return to Godzilla and Kong, Godzilla has already gotten back up and he gets on all fours and attacks Kong like a wild animal. The leaker compares him to an alligator and says that he slithers and, tackles Kong down and just scratches and beats on him, essentially almost killing him. If you guys have been following the leaks, there have been mentions that Godzilla is a lot more brutal in this film, and I think this is what they were talking about, this sort of bestial rage that Godzilla displays by getting on all fours and beating Kong down. I do wonder though if this Godzilla on all fours concept was inspired by Shin Godzilla or not, but it's pretty interesting. The idea of it is pretty interesting. I can't really picture legendary Godzilla on all fours, but I can't wait to see it if these leaks turn out to be true. But also, according to the leaker, it's immediately after this, after Godzilla beats down Kong, it's daytime, it's immediately after this that Mechagodzilla is unleashed and he makes his entrance. Apparently, Mechagodzilla goes haywire, whether that's due to the technology from Hollow Earth or because of the fact that they're using Ghidorah's mind control to sort of, try to control him. It's not really clear, but, he goes haywire and he and Godzilla fight, and it sounds like Godzilla gets beaten down pretty badly because he's tired from his fight with Kong. And while this is happening, the humans are trying to treat Kong, and apparently they have to defibrillate him by blowing up their ship on his chest. Godzilla beat Kong down so badly that they literally need to revive this guy. And I guess we've seen this scene in the trailers, after they resurrect Kong, I guess, where Gia tells Kong to be careful, because I'm assuming at this point the humans realize what Godzilla was doing all along, and that, his actions made sense and he was doing this to stop Mechagodzilla. And that's where Kong, goes to help Godzilla with his fight. And it sounds like their team up scene is very cool, but apparently Mechagodzilla gets the upper hand here and almost kills both Godzilla and Kong, because he apparently somehow knocks Godzilla out and is about to finish Kong. And it's at this point one of the more ridiculous things in this leak happens. Apparently, just as Mechagodzilla is about to kill Kong, Team Godzilla, the team with Millie Bobby Brown and her crew, they spill some alcohol onto Mechagodzilla's control board or whatever, and this slows down Mechagodzilla enough so that Godzilla can fire his atomic breath at Kong's axe, which supercharges it and allows Kong to finish Mecha G. And afterwards, I guess we maybe get this scene that we've seen from the trailers of Godzilla and Kong staring each other down, sort of maybe acknowledging one another, and then Godzilla leaves. So yeah, that's basically the movie, you guys. Sounds like most of the plot of the movie regarding Team Kong is getting Kong to Hollow Earth so that they can find something to counter Godzilla. You know, they hope that Kong's instincts will lead to something that can counter Godzilla. And Team Godzilla, you know, Millie Bobby Brown's team, they're trying to find out why Godzilla is doing what he's doing. And apparently from the leaker, it sounds like the Team Kong stuff is more exciting because, you know, they're actually with Kong the entire time. And all the transportation scenes that we're getting from the trailers, they aren't transporting Kong to Godzilla like in the 1962 film, but they're transporting Kong to Hollow Earth. And this is why we also get that scene from the trailers where he's being transported by the helicopters in that snowy looking location, because apparently there are tunnels or caves and whatnot in Antarctica that you can use to get to Hollow Earth. And so they're transporting him now by helicopter, because this scene occurs after the carrier scene, you know, in the ocean where Godzilla rips them a new one. And so obviously they don't want to deal with that again, so they avoid water travel and now use the air instead. So yeah, it makes sense, you know, the leaks do sort of line up here with the trailers. But overall, sounds like Godzilla gets the dub both times he and Kong fight, with the second fight being a sort of fake out win for Kong, with them making you think that Kong has won, but Godzilla then does his new sort of move. I don't even know what to call it really, but he does his new move of him getting on all fours and brutally attacking Kong and pretty much almost killing him, I would say. You know, he does need to be defibrillated, which is going to be interesting to see. But besides that, there were also no mentions, unfortunately, of any sort of end credits from this leaker. It could be possible that they could add something on at the end, but you know, no mention of end credits. So sorry to all the fans who were expecting, you know, Ibira. You know, sorry about that, you guys. Doesn't look like we will be getting an Ibira movie anytime soon, but you know, fingers crossed, maybe they'll add on some sort of ending credit when the movie is released for general audiences. But yeah, guys, that seems to be the gist of the movie.